Jones is expected to play, but the Cats with the basketball, and Darius Miller couldn't get the first two of the game. Now 5 of 9 from the field. Kentucky 6 of 9. And Davis off the alley-oop. Gilchrist comes up with a loose ball. Nice lob to Davis. Wow. The finish was pretty, but what a look from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yeah, but even the freshmen, first time they probably had to see Coach Calipari under those situations handling. I don't know if that was.
There you see the shooting percentages. Kentucky pleased with theirs, and that's one of the reasons when Kidd-Gilchrist spots Miller. There's Jones with a rebound and a stick back.
Get Terrence Jones on the post. Merrick's a good job defending.
What a feed from Deron Lamb to Anthony.
By, and all Bowie could do is put his hands on and commit the foul. Excellent execution on the out-of-bounds play. Line up. What's the best way to play? They're going to find out pretty quick.
Teague with a steal. Here comes Teague. I believe that is what. Nice hustle by Miller.
Another long pass from Darius Miller earlier. I think we're going to see a lot of those this year.
I'm not an X-No guy. Nice hustle by Lamb. 3 Kentuckians into the front court. Kemp tried to throw it cross court, and it was a bad pass. Nice leave. Oh, what a play by Teague. He set Darius Miller up beautiful. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Games, you can see, though, the early struggles tonight offensively for this young Kentucky team on the big stage. That'll help as Miller finds Davis. There it is, double team immediately. And a turnover.
Bad pass.
Kidd-Gilchrist. The follow by Davis.
Anthony Davis running the court.
Great matchup, Thomas Robinson and Anthony Davis guarding one another. A steal now by Jones. Boy, he is a man possessed right now.
Wow, that's a momentum builder right there, baby.
50 in that game.
You heard him, he said 50.
Kansas won by over 40. Anthony Davis on the finish. 2-point lead, Wildcats.
Second group wasn't bad either. Zeller, Perry Jones, Chris Joseph, Jenkins, and 2 Holloway.
Anthony Davis the steal. Off to T. T gets it back. Back to Davis.
Just throw the lob up on top. Mr. Davis finishing it off. Looking it over the top.
Tough shot by Taylor. Long rebound. He's got it back only to turn it over. 4-on-1.
Dunk. There it is. Dunk. That's Kentucky. Oh, they're going to have him jumping with joy.
Robinson trailing.
Nice pass.
Johnson blocked from behind Kidd-Gilchrist. Look at the Wildcats pushing now. T with a slam.
Mr. T getting into the action now.
Brought Tharp in to get him a little more quickness.
Quickness.
May as well work on it now. You're going to need it at some point.
It's over. It's over. Put it in the book. Tuck it away. Another W in the history and the annals of Kentucky.
Been in good position, played with a lot of aggression.
Wiltshire on a low box. Nice feed to Gilchrist, who flushes it. Terrence Jones had a strong second half. Great feed to Gilchrist, and Gilchrist finishes with authority.
Time, but when you're playing kind of the lower end of your schedule, you've got to have better numbers.
Kidd-Gilchrist fed it inside to Terrence Jones, who long time, great programs. Best rivalry in college hoop these days in the women's side, with Tennessee not playing Connecticut. Here's T, goes alley-oop. Oh, what a feed. Anthony Davis. Under 4 minutes to go. Miller feeds. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist for the big finish. Nice ball fake by Miller, but he really didn't get squared up on the shot. That was a pretty pass, though, on the follow. Chance Smith gets the screen. Here's Davis with a steal.
He's back to the bad cop tonight.
You think?
Good pass. See, that's the kind of play Marcus Teague needs to make. Almost maybe even come to a jump stop. They try to attack the gaps or you can back pick and lob.
How about attacking that gap?
Yeah, quick. So a lot of times in earlier games he's been holding on to the ball, whether just to hold it look or to even bounce it too many times.
Davis got another block. Jones thought he was going to get the lob. Here's another steal. And that's what Jones looked for the last time.
Yeah, good unselfish play by Deron Lamb. Effort shows a little zone here.
Wow. What a great read by Marcus Teague. Wilcher thought about it. And a nice follow by Darius Miller. Smith off the screen. Good defense by Kidd-Gilchrist. And then Wilcher gets a hand on it. And he just short-armed it just enough. Goodness gracious. Let's see if he can finish this one.
No doubt about that one.
I think there was a little frustration in that finish. The out of bounds.
Different ways you want to attack it. One, if you can beat it in transition, obviously not a chance to half court. Nice lob.
I tell you, I know to get this game back to single digits. Nice look from Jones to Davis. Great read, Terrence Jones.
Yeah.
Tries to ratchet up the pressure with a full court press. Kaysen in trouble. And there's the turnover. Nice ball movement. Wow. Good defense. But even a better play in transition. 3 crisp passes. Here's Kidd-Gilchrist.
Whoa.
Yeah.
With Achua on the bench right now with 2 fouls. St. John's is really small, and it just hurt him.
Just too big inside. Yeah. Have no answers. He's not in.
Harkless couldn't come up with it. Teague did in the lob to Davis.
Nice look by Goodwin. Keeping him a Willie Corley, a world of potential.
Oh, Jones follows up the miss.
Are you serious? Mr. Jones.
And what a great block. Another one by Davis. Lindsey slow to get up. Teague the lob to Davis.
What a terrific crowd. That'll bring the Big Blue Nation off their feet. What I call significant players, Dan.
Teague the lob to Davis again. Third time they've connected tonight.
Keep players.
Miller spins past the defender, lobs it up for Jones. Possession, Miller, he lost it, bats it out to Lamb. Little ragged here this possession. That's a good way to finish it though, just like they drew it up.
They've been doing that all day long. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Lamb, Miller!
Oh, bring the house down. Depth, limited with size.
Malone whips a pass to Vargas.
And Vargas gets into the dunk point.
Last 2 trips for Carolina. 2 free throws and then a good jumper for Henson.
Jones drives in and tucks it.
Kentucky has made a little bit of a surge and gotten this crowd into it. Carolina, the experienced team that they are, has responded. But that's a big-time answer by the young fella.
Inside the zone. Great footwork he has.
Davis, though, recovers and blocks it, Dick.
That's his ability. That's why he's so special.
Kidd-Gilchrist, pretty special in his...
Don Green told us we're not going to pressure him. We're not going to let him beat us off the bounce. There's the lob.
But the one thing they're most afraid of is the lob to the rim, and he's friends with him.
Well, I don't think he'll have any trouble getting some tickets for the Super Bowl.
Kidd-Gilchrist.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Teague the lob. Jones the slam.
He's been unstoppable on one-on-one moves. And watch the offensive rebound with Gilchrist.
Miller. No call, and Kentucky has the lead.
And the Cats with the first offensive possession. And that is something we have seen more than once or twice before.
And games we'll see it out front.
Jones cut off. Lamb can't get it to go. And look at the offensive board and stick back by Anthony Davis. Miller making like a wide receiver. Boy, look at Davis. Anthony Davis now with 10 points, 7 boards.
That move came with a double team.
Steal off the press, and Miller with a finish. Emptying the bench. Teague inside the three-point line. I told you he wouldn't miss another one like that.
Possession, he played the back cut, then he played the post. Let's see what they do defensively, Kentucky, without it.
Boy, great hustle by Davis to get under deck. Wilcher on the move. Oh, what a follow by Davis. He started it, and he finished it. Teague on the drive and kick. Miller thought about it. And that time, Kidd-Gilchrist finishes with 2 hands. Of Archie Goodwin and a cast of others.
You know, I had a chance to talk to you.
Teague with a high handoff to Davis.
Those are all guys that he has recruited within 50 miles of Baltimore. Davis able to. Here's Teague.
No pressure on Teague out front. He can just simply set up and run the offense. Good handoff, and look at Davis.
Saw that coming a mile away.
Here comes the run and jump.
Miller. Nice pass. Michael. 11 shooting over the last 3+ minutes. There's Teague. That won't go, but Davis will throw it down on the foul. I tell you that every time we go play, don't I? It's not about it. Oh, it is how Michael Kidd-Gilchrist plays, though, and he flushes one home. Biggest lead of the game now for the Cats. Averages 12.5 points, 7.5 rebounds. Having a nice afternoon at 10 points and 6 rebounds. There's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist with his second dunk. Kidd-Gilchrist to Davis. That will not be the first or last time we say that. Hit with a technical foul late in the first half. Nice pass. Vargas from Kidd-Gilchrist. Miller with the slam. Kidd-Gilchrist with the assist.
5 turnovers right now. He's not running the team or the offense, either one, and that's a bad combination.
Kidd-Gilchrist up for the dunk and not to be denied.
He, the best player as a college guy in the Big 12 right now. Other guys are going to be better pros. They'll not be a better college player than Marcus Denver.
Look at this. Davis with a slam from Kidd-Gilchrist on the alley-oop. Does it get any better than that on the fast break?
At Lexington, 82-60. Kidd-Gilchrist around.
Now rebound stuffed in by Davis.
Because of this zone and the aggressiveness of Louisville, they've got to continue to attack.
Lob and slam. It's Teague to Jones. Up Shire for Louisville. Siva denied. It's Anthony Davis. Teague, the cutter, Kidd-Gilchrist trailing the play for the flush. To play. Kidd-Gilchrist kick out. Lamb up top. It's Davis on the alley-oop. 25 fouls called against Louisville, 20 against Kentucky. A near steal, and it leaves Davis free. Backdoor jam.
First block of the night goes to Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Here's the lob. Williams couldn't get the step back. And Davis with the lob from Kidd-Gilchrist. Miller with a lob. Oh my goodness.
Davis boards. Kidd-Gilchrist to Jones and one.
South Carolina finding success on the offensive boards.
Well, that's again one of the scouting reports against Kentucky. As Davis finishes another long pass, but
Teague off the dribble. Davis follows.
confidence coming out to start this second half.
Jones off a great look from Deron Lamb. Carolina's leading scorer, 3 for 8 shooting, 6 points in the game. Davis.
The defensive intensity, maybe get a turnover in the press.
Kentucky with numbers, and Kidd-Gilchrist goes flying right to the rim.
Feet are getting rid of the ball. Now the steal for Davis. And the relatively easy flush for the big. Kidd-Gilchrist with the flush. Davis the pass. But their last coming in 1998. See the penetration. Oh, look at the long arms of Anthony Davis. Biggest of the game. Here's Lamb. Dumps it into Davis. Oh, my!
Window. And the rebound comes off the Lamb.
And a terrific job by Anthony Davis not to foul. He's only picked up his 4th foul 3 times this year.
Davis got too far underneath, but he found basket. I don't think there's been one so far.
Get a screen for Deron Lamb. No, that's the guy.
And he goes back to Davis.
Play call after timeouts. ATOs. Keep track of them.
Tatum fadeaway jumper won't go. And it's going to be a long rebound to Lamb, and he's got troops with him, but he'll do it himself. And Jones will follow with a flush. And he gives it up this time. Good look on the pass, but it's broken up and intercepted. And Kidd-Gilchrist with a scoop shot and it's followed by Davis. Here's a backdoor cut by Kidd-Gilchrist, and that time he finished it off right in Tatum's face.
John Calipari knows where he wants that basketball.
They'll have to bring it back out. Good defense by the Hogs with 6 on the shot clock. But they lay it up to Davis beautifully for the slam. Kidd-Gilchrist alive to Davis. Mid-season, Davis pulls an air ball out and gets it to Teague. And he leaves it on the other side for Kidd-Gilchrist.
Look what Kentucky's done tonight, taking care of that ball. That is so easy. That's so much more under control than he was just 3 weeks ago.
And lob to Davis by Kidd-Gilchrist. And Arkansas can't do anything about this. Pick and roll, he gets it back and goes baseline.
Grant, but Green this year has taken on that leadership role that you alluded to. Teague, the floater, Davis slammed down on the floor. 8 points for the point guard Marcus Teague out of Indianapolis. The steal, Davis, long stride, big finish, Anthony Davis. 3, Lacey, short. Miller comes in for the rebound. Kentucky pushing tempo. Teague right down the middle, gives it up. Jones with the slugger.
And the decision by Teague.
Shot blocked. And what they come up with? A crazy shot. And Terrence Jones bringing it the other way. To Kidd-Gilchrist for the slam. He hit his first 2 of the ball game.
Better find him again now.
Kidd-Gilchrist got 3 on the baseline and just hammered it home.
Shot waiting to happen.
Miller all alone on the baseline.
Nation be very happy. But, you know, there are some gaps, maybe the things that they need to work on, although that's not one of them.
Back on the floor for LSU. Davis gets his 2nd block. That's now 100 on the freshman season for Anthony Davis. And transition tips it to Terrence Jones. Jarvis Bernardo has the NCAA record. There's Terrence Jones, and how about the Teague off the screen from Wilcher. Kyle Wilcher somehow corrals it. Davis there to help his fellow friend.
As we saw earlier in the contest today, that little pull-up jump shot even on a drive, so really expanding his offensive game.
Lamb to Davis. You'd want from a freshman point guard. He was the first on the court and the last to leave today. Anthony Davis gets another follow dunk, but takes another pop.
For show. It's done to turn the ball over, not swat it 19 rows into the seats. There's a great dish underneath for Davis and the stuff. He's off to some start for Gene Cady and coacher Gene Cady. Defense is going to be your watchword. That's what you're going to go by. And there's a slam by Kidd-Gilchrist. That was just a little too easy. #1 team in the country, and not blowing people out enough. Oh, what a great play by Jones. The feed to Miller. Oh, Kidd Kidd-Gilchrist to stuff that down.
Applied by Kentucky. Teague and Gilchrist try to come up with a trap. They do. They force the turnover, and Terrence Jones will flush it home.
That ball turnover.
That's true.
It wasn't alive when allowed Kentucky to go down and dunk.
Well, they might get the dunk here. And they did. Miller underneath to Davis.
Higher time.
Davis didn't block that shot, but he certainly altered what would have been a shot. Terrence Jones pulls it down, and Davis throws it in on the other end. Another timeout. Picks up the ball all in one motion. And Terrence Jones, and that's dunk number 4. Miller jump stop, leaves it up for Davis. Wow.
His perimeter guy. That's an adjustment by Calipari with his defense.
Kidd-Gilchrist lobs it up for Davis.
You know, if you're
trying to lob it to his teammate Terrence Jones, Lamb picks up an Aaron, South Carolina pass, and they'll get one last crack at it. Teague, and just off the front, the follow by Davis. Teague for 3. And the rebound is Davis, and he'll put it right back in for his 20th points.
beneath the rim into on-ball action and make them pay for Davis leaving the rim.
And Davis adds 2 more on a great dish from his teammate, Terrence Jones. Going to take that shot again, I don't think.
They'll let him shoot the ball out there. Shoot 68%.
They'll let him take those, though.
71.
They don't want to let him take those. The next in line. But again, this is a guy that doesn't just block shots on the inside. He blocks them on the perimeter as well, as he did right before that break. And now here he is on the offensive end.
72, baby. I want guys that are ready to play. Mr. Potential get you fired.
And there's potential. That's reality, not potential.
That's right. That is reality.
Ends the half-court pressure by Florida.
I'd love to see that matchup. The power of Sullivan and finesse of Davis.
Oh, there's some more of the finesse on the feed.
That's why
from Jones.
68%, man. 68%.
Running out the string here with 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Lob underneath to Davis for Kidd-Gilchrist.
That's the diagonal pass.
Played that much tonight, actually. He's the leader in minutes played of active SEC players. And now everybody getting in the act. Kidd-Gilchrist back-to-back lobs to the big guys. Right now, the 3 freshmen, the senior Darius Miller and the sophomore Terrence Jones on the floor, and Darius Miller gets in the lob act to Davis. Everybody.
They don't get rattled. They play with a lot of patience. You're talking about a young bunch of kids.
Lamb to Jones.
What great execution.
Psychologically, if they could get a stop at a basket, it would. Well, can't do it that way. They go over the top better than any other team in America.
See one layup by Davis in transition.
You're right. In this game, Kentucky's got 2 fast break points. Vandy none.
Ole Miss so happy to have Holloway back after transferring back after a year away at South Carolina. Look out below. Davis with the flush.
Has the talent to have a big game against the #1 team in the country.
Miller makes an extra pass to Jones, and it pays off.
Has taken the lead here late in the first half.
Now you see it 0-14 all time against #1 teams. Miller! What a dunk! Maybe that'll spark the Cats.
And it got knocked around. There was nobody to check off. Cox alertly put it back in.
Alley-oop, Kidd-Gilchrist to Jones. Left it short. Lamb.
There it is.
Lobs it up. Oh my! See if they can finish strong. They lead the nation in that category. Davis. Boy, he just made easy.
Bulldogs didn't need that one either, but now it's just run and gun by both teams. Here's Jones inside. Finally, tap. The official scores at halftime changed it and gave one to Darius Miller. Here's a steal by Davis and to the rim. Wow.
Did I mention he's more than a shot blocker?
Good zone right now for the first time.
Let's see how they handle it here. Miller drives into that zone. Slam down. It's Davis smothering the ball. Now Kentucky comes the other way with Teague. Miller now. Ball fake. And jam. Up top for Terrence Jones.
In the first battle that these guys had, that same scenario came out.
Tinsley loses the ball. Kidd-Gilchrist, look out on the open floor. Oh, big finish. Kidd-Gilchrist taking it right to the basket. 36% against Kentucky. Kidd-Gilchrist, the back in on Tinsley. The turnaround. Slam down. It's Davis crashing the boards. Team foul against Kentucky. High pass. Davis tips it over to Jones. For a two-handed slammer.
That's okay. So it's a good place to be in if you go after it. I don't have a problem with the foul right here.
High dribble. Miller for the finish.
And that's why I say the foul line, because I'd rather...
Huge edge and block shots.
I think they're both are deserving. One of the reasons why. What a beautiful lob.
Freshman Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 22-11. High handoff, and Jones flushes it again, and Georgia's going to call timeout. Ron Lamb has it. Cats on the run.
You know, Reese, I've only seen one matchup where he has not won.
Davis with the foul on the foot. Spider-Man from the rafters.
Here, so we may be looking at the same scenario next season where he's playing all freshmen.
Oh, beautifully done. Kidd-Gilchrist with the setup for Anthony Davis. And John Calipari and his staff did quite a job getting a group of freshmen to buy into playing defense first. Beautiful one-bounce pass from Teague, setting it up for Terrence.
Structure, more discipline in his life. He played for Bob Hurley at St. Anthony's.
Well, they get it down in a hurry off the pressure, and again it's Terrence Jones. And then he's cut off, and he is rejected by Davis. That is number 6. Davis with the funnel. He has come on strong in the second.
The lead, but now they're down still by 5. Miller lobs to Jones. That might ignite things a little bit.
Kentucky's so good at finding the mismatch. Here it is.
About a 9-inch difference right there between those two. Jones baseline slam.
It all started with a touch of Darius Miller.
Lob underneath. Terrence Jones all alone from Anthony Davis.
That is way too easy. You have to stay attached to Anthony Davis and Terrence Jones.
He's going to try it now. Boy, he was itching to do it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Rebound underneath. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yeah, you had 3 guys in Florida watching and 2 only trying to board. Kentucky not talking early enough or loud enough when they switch.
Davis, the lob again to Jones. Same play we opened the game with.
Find a weakness and exposing that weakness.
Double team on Lamb. Davis is alone underneath.
Oh my, are you kidding me? First of all, what a catch. How many guys in the college game can just make that catch? Gonna bring Davis up. Make Patrick Young to cover that on ball.
Davis driving underhand hook shot, and Jones follows a miss.
Everybody else in the black jerseys will be contracted on defense.
Jenkins had it thrown behind him, and now Terrence Jones with a steal. Look out below.
Vanderbilt's playing it right now, taking away the power game of Kentucky. At least that's by design.
Wow, what a rebound by Davis.
Yeah. So much for that take away my power game with his evaluation of his young guys.
Darius Miller, the lob for Davis.
What do you do after timeout?
John Calipari didn't like the way Deron Lamb didn't fight through that pick down on the other end. Kidd-Gilchrist slams one home. Davis, great positioning with a rebound with long arms ahead to Kidd-Gilchrist. Michael's going, oh!
That's a grown man right there, one guy.
Points and 26 rebounds and 8 blocked shots in the first 2 games. Missed both, but Terrence Jones didn't.
Another extended arm reach. Kentucky has sent a message. We're going to win this game inside.
Jones going inside with one hand.
Wow. Wow. Right now, back up on those alleys. They don't do it.
Jones will try. That was not a shot clock violation. And Miller takes the loose ball and slams it himself.
Well, Gordon very good at getting in the lane and getting that tough shot. Don't force it.
Yeah, Terrence Jones helped alter that one.
Nobody back.
And then at the other end, the catch.
to finish. You make a mistake, you pay.
Davis with a rebound. Teague. Wow, no call.
Oh, goodness! Woo! Turn the switch back on. Goes and gets his man. Whatever you need, coach.
There's the feed right side.
Oh, and that was the right hand. Oh, I believe. He's not been able to do much of that, and that's really hurt their cause, I feel. Second and
On the floor. He's now back on the bench.
There's that little dribble hand up and say goodnight. And they got a tee.
Technical, hanging on the rim. Davis, jumper, no.
Great job with.
How about this? Teague.
A little bit of a breakdown now.
Here comes Kentucky. No numbers this time.
Nice.
Doesn't matter, does it?
If everybody doesn't get back, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You were right. They roughly, and that's to compete.
Another dunk.
Doubled after he had an easy trip earlier.
Jones.
Second Davis for two. His wingspan, Al used to say, aircraft carrier, he is. That he could spread those babies out, collect big time. They want to attack his body. That's what Fred Hoiberg said.
That one deflected by Terrence Jones. It'll go as a block. Here's Teague, alley-oop. Couldn't say enough kind words about Anthony Davis and his family. From Chicago, they're the Cats.
That's why he says kind words.
Yep, that's right.
And who wouldn't?
Jones.
You've got to seal the baseline. You've got to help out top.
Pay for it. Bam. Not this one.
That's exactly what Iowa State wants. They get their threes going.
Man-to-man both ways. Expect to see that pretty much the distance.
Oh, Teague. No one there to pick him up. It's almost like he was saying, where are they? He just went ahead and took it in and jammed it. Watford able to hit it, though. His first points of the night.
Got to get back in transition.
Jones dunks it down. You saw that one coming, Clark.
And Tom Crean is livid.
Yeah, led him in scoring against Iowa State with 24. You could tell Baylor was out of control there. Up ahead, Davis. Outstretched arms, gets it and dunks it. Point run, and all of a sudden, it's the end of the world. Kidd-Gilchrist. No stopping him.
Especially when he's defended by A.J. Walton, who has 2 fouls. 3 of 16 at one point.
Kentucky's hit its last 9 shots from the field. Lob to Davis.
Beautiful.
Jones has done that twice. Jones twice. Halftime deficit as Heslip off on the 3. And Kidd-Gilchrist comes out with it. There's another lob. That's Jones bringing it down. Teague with the assist. Collier there was Thad Matta.
That's right.
Who's already reserved with his Ohio State Buckeyes for New Orleans next week. Jones follows it up and dunks it down.
That might do it. 3 straight layups after Baylor had cut this lead to 13.
Loses the handle down low. Rough start. Jones drives through. Terrence Jones. He's not going to miss that dunk.
And Kentucky's not going to try to slow it down.
Teague. And not going to be too steep this time.
Oh, now he did some good things, but this group right here is more poised.
Look at Miller. Can't stop him. Spin move. Smith. Floater. Short. Would have trimmed it to 2. That's Teague. No one cuts him off. Put back Davis.
Now for Louisville. Well, it's tough to tell what it is. Exactly right. It can be a little amoeba-like.
Kidd-Gilchrist with the spin move, and here he goes.
I know what that was. Yep. That was a spin move and a throwdown. The three-point shooting that we talked about.
Lamb rattles out. Jones. And the basket counts.
From Louisville.
Oh, man. Ball tapped around, and Davis looking for help. Gets it over to Jones.
You don't have to foul if you're Louisville yet. You got one more chance.
Oh, again, it was Davis after it was slightly deflected by Jang. Caught it one-handed and slammed it down back to 7.
I think.
T gets it to Lamb. Kidd-Gilchrist. Oh. 2 seconds. A battle for the Commonwealth. It has been a good one. Kentucky never able to fully pull away. Kidd-Gilchrist will get 2 more. Bill Taylor floats, and that is denied. Trying to go to Withy. Davis saw it coming. Here is Teague. Put back Kidd-Gilchrist. Yes, indeed, he's fine.
Illinois.
Young misses 2 free throws as Teague dishes to Jones for the dunk.
By Elijah Johnson.
Jones wanted it, called for it. He wants to make the move, and he absolutely delivers.
I think his shot selection's been a little questionable. He's taken a couple of tough runners of his 7 shot attempts, and that's just an unfortunate break there.
Davis just reaching in. Robinson had pulled it down with one hand.